Hey, what is going on, guys? Coming at you with a quick updated deck profile, and today I'll be showing you guys my Lunalights. So this deck actually has gone through a lot of changes since the last version I showed you guys. Obviously, we just got the new Lunalight Perfume, which came out in Dark Illusions. Also, the main deck is more geared towards being aggressive and consistent, and is more capable of OTKing the opponent. And then with the side deck, there's a good bit of cards you'll see there that I like signing in if I'm going first, just to have a little bit more of a stun and control aspect to throw my opponent off guard. So starting off for Lunalight monsters, we basically maxed out on all Lunalight monsters we have so far. Really wish we get Crimson Fox soon, which would add a good bit to this deck. So starting off, we have the triple Blue Cat, the triple Black Sheep, triple White Rabbit, triple Purple Butterfly, triple Tiger, and then finally the triple Wolf. Then for the final monster, we have the triple Max D. Just fits right in with this deck being an aggressive OTK variant. Also, there's just so many decks out there right now that like the Spell Summon, so we can take advantage of that, draw some cards, and hopefully get to key cards we need to be able to push for a lot of damage on the next turn. So that's it for monsters. Starting off with the spells, we have the triple Lunalight Perfume. This may seem like a lot since I already have 6 other cards that revive Lunalights from the graveyard, and the free White Rabbit and the free Tiger. But I really want to see this as early as possible, because not only does it spell summon back a Lunalight from the graveyard, and I can summon it in attack mode with its effects still intact, unlike Tiger and White Rabbit. So it's really useful for extra damage when I bring back a fusion. But also I want to have this in the graveyard because I can banish it from the graveyard and discard a card from my hand to add a Lunalight monster from my deck to my hand. So that's really useful for the fact that we finally have something that actually searches out Wolf aside from Reincarnation Dance, which is a bit slow. So that's why I personally like the free, just to max out on it and to see it as often as possible. Next we have the triple 10 key to search out all of our Lunalights aside from Wolf, unfortunately, since it is level 6. Next with the triple polymerization because we need it to be able to fusion summon, and it just is really nice to the fact that we can search it out with Black Sheep and also recover it back with fusion recovery. Next with the 2 Allure of Darkness, while I don't really like the idea of banishing my Lunalights that I could use for fusion materials, this deck just really needs the speed and draw power. And as long as you're able to draw at least another Lunalight monster off of it, it's not a bad play, especially if you draw into a combo piece you need. That's why I personally played a 2 Allure, and I have a total of 12 dark targets since I maxed out all the Lunalight monsters, so it isn't a card that you'll ever really see as a dead card. Next we have 2 Fusion Recovery, really good for being able to recover back a polymerization and a fusion material back from the graveyard. Also really good in combination with Black Sheep because Black Sheep will be able to recover another fusion material back, where you can just basically recover everything you use for the fusion summon and just be able to push for further fusion plays. Next to the 2 Fusion Tag, really good for being able to turn a monster into either a Cat Dancer or a Panther Dancer, usually Panther Dancer. Because then if you turn that monster into Panther Dancer, you can instantly go into a Leo Dancer with that copied Panther Dancer and 2 other Lunalight monsters, which is really, really good. Next are the 2 Twin Twisters. Would play free. Highly consider playing free since it is more of an aggressive version, but I feel like a lot of the really good decks right now, at least before the ban list, aren't really that back row reliant, so I feel like the 2 is enough, and I do side the 3rd in case I need it. Then for one of the spells, we have the 1 Foolish Burial. There's a lot of different things you can do with Lunalight monsters in the graveyard. Obviously, you can send Purple Butterfly to get its effect from the graveyard. You can also send a Lunalight monster in the graveyard that you want to bring back off of, say, Perfume, White Rabbit, or Tiger, which will usually be Blue Cat. You can also send something in the graveyard that you want to use as a fusion material for, say, a Wolf play. So overall, Foolish Burial is just a really good card for deck thinning and also setting up your graveyard. Then for the final spell, we have the 1 Upstart Goblin for some added consistency. So that's it for the main deck, total of 40 cards. It's 21 monsters and 19 spells. Now on to the extra deck. So starting off with the Lunalight fusions, we have the free Cat Dancer. Obviously your easiest to make since it only requires 2 Lunalights. Just basically can't be destroyed by battle, and then it can attack monsters your opponent controls twice each if you tribute another Lunalight monster that turn. And basically it'll just inflict 100 damage each time it attacks, and then the first time it attacks the opponent, the opponent's monster won't be destroyed by battle, so you just keep stacking attacks, which is especially good on bigger boards, and just keep inflicting that burn damage with Cat Dancer. Next are the 2 Panther Dancer. Requires a Cat Dancer and another Lunalight monster. Has the same effects as Cat Dancer, except for the fact that you don't have to tribute for its effect. It gains 200 each time it destroys the opponent's monster by battle until the end of the battle phase. And then instead of not being able to be destroyed by battle, it can't be destroyed by card effects. And it's also 400 attack points stronger at 2800. Then for the final Lunalight fusion, we had a 2 Leo Dancer. The hardest to go into since it requires a Panther Dancer and 2 other Lunalight monsters, but it is the one you want to go into for your OTK pushes. It can attack twice with 3500 attack, and then let's see here. If this card attacked a monster, you can destroy all special summon monsters your opponent controls. So it can be really good at clearing big boards. And then it cannot be targeted or destroyed by your opponent's card effects, so it can be a really hard card for your opponent to get around. Next for rank 2s, we have the 1 Gaichi Gentetsu, more of a defensive rank 2 if you need to stall out a bit. Also decent for the fact that it can give your other monsters an attack buff as well. Then we have the Sky Cavalry Centuria, decent defensive card, but also good as an offensive card, especially if you're getting over Cosmo ships. Then for rank 3s, we have the 1 Dante, which is really good for milling. Really good if you mill, say, a Lunalight Perfume or like a Lunalight monster you want in Graveyard. Then we have the 1 Leviair. Useful if you want to, say, bring back a banished blue cat to get its effect off to double one of your Lunalight monster's attack points. Then for rank 4s, we have the 1 Abyss Dweller, just in general a good rank 4. The 1 Tiger King, since of course we're playing all Beast Warriors, can search out a 10 key, can also basically skill drain all your opponent's monsters, so overall pretty decent card if you can go into it. Then finally the 1 Castel. Then for rank 7 to round out the extra deck, we have the 1 Red Eyes Flare. The Cat Dancer is a level 7, so you can go into this with 2 Cat Dancers. Mostly good if you're in a late game and your opponent's low on life points, to where you can just kind of lock your opponent down and burn them for game with Red Eyes Flare. So that's it for the extra deck. Now to wrap it up with the side deck. So these first 8 cards here are more geared towards siding in if we're going second. And then the last 7 cards you'll see are cards that I'll typically side in if I'm going first, just to have a bit of a kind of a mix-up with the way the deck runs. So starting off, we had a 2 Effect Failure, obviously good against the Monarch matchup, good against Pendulums, good against Rogue matchups, and of course is a hand trap that we can draw off a Max C. Next are the 2 Flying C, mostly for the Burning Abyss and PK Fire matchup, but also good against any other XYZ Reliant deck. Next we have the 2 System Down if we're going second against Cosmo. Also will be good for ABCs as well. Next we have the 1 Raigeki, just if we need some generic board removal, especially against things like Majesty's Fiend and Vandy's Fiend going second. Next we have the 1 Twins Twister, just in case we're going against a back row heavy matchup. Next we have the 2 Rivalry the Warlords. I've talked about this card enough, just how good it is, especially in this deck since everything is Beast Warrior. Next we have the 2 Stormy Mirror Force. Just here is some kind of a surprise battle protection card for our bigger fusion plays that our opponent really won't see coming from this deck. Next we have the 2 Solemn Strike, and finally the 1 Solemn Warning, just for some effect and summon negations. So that's it for this updated deck profile for Lunalights. I do hope you guys enjoyed it. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will catch you guys next time.